Hey Darksiders, how is everybody? So you guys know that I was very much looking forward to the second season of Umbrella Academy, which did drop on July 31st, just this past Friday. So I've actually binge watched it. Listen, I've seen it twice, man. So I want to jump in and share my thoughts. Now, this will be 100% spoiler free because I'm assuming that most of you guys, unless you just went binge crazy, you haven't watched the whole thing. And I definitely think that this is something that you should check out without anybody throwing you any curveballs and messing up the story and what's going on in season 2. So what I will say at the outset is that there is a movement forward in time. Forward, backwards actually is inappropriate to say. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but there is a spike in time with what happens with the crew on Umbrella Academy 2. And I feel like that's not much of a spoiler because you probably know that if you were paying attention to what happened at the end of Umbrella Academy 1. So let's talk about the story build here. It's pretty good. One of the things that's really good about Umbrella Academy, I think, is the nature in which they tell a story that's a little bit dark in its tone, and I like that, and how they also build a really interesting story around each one of the characters of the Umbrella Academy, which we got in season 1. We got a decent look at each one of these individuals as heroes and to know their hang-ups, plus the overall hang-up that most of them had from a pretty traumatic childhood when they were younger. So season 2 builds on this, and we actually get further insight to each one of the different members of the Umbrella Academy and the different perspectives that they have as they move throughout season 2. We do also learn some things about their father, Mr. Hargrave. So if there were some things you were thinking to yourself in season 1, I wonder if some of those questions might be answered for you in season 2. So that's one of the things I was really happy about as well. Now, I'm not really sure if it tracks really well with the comic book. As a matter of fact, if you've read the comic book and you know that it does or it doesn't, you can let us know in the comments below. I actually have the comic book. I just haven't read it. But I really did enjoy the story. I enjoyed the story build. I love the tone, the feel of the show. It's consistent with the first season of Umbrella Academy, and I think that's important because Umbrella Academy has a certain tone or feel to me that makes the show special, and I really enjoyed the carryover of that in season 2 as well. Now, speaking of the story build, even though I thought the story build was really good overall, there are a few storylines, and I won't mention what they are. Let's see if you pick up on it as well and think the same thing, that I felt like were a little bit forced. Now, having said that though, I do think that they were important. None of the story in the second season felt like it was fluff or it was filler. Everything felt important to the central or the whole story of what's going on in season 2. I just felt the story build with some of the characters were a little bit light, a little bit pushing it, a little bit forced, and that part I didn't like so much, but overall I did enjoy the story. Now, it's also interesting what they do in this story with time, and that's all I will say. And I will say also that they do a good job with how they deal with time in this story, because one of the members of Umbrella Academy, you guys know, number 5, his main ability is the ability to travel through time. And I'm impressed with what Umbrella Academy does with this, because we do know that most superhero stories that have time travel in it are cheap tricks. It is a way to go back and finish something. It is a way to go back and to salvage a plot that would not otherwise be salvageable if there was not time travel. Umbrella Academy doesn't do this. It uses the mechanism of time very well, and it's woven into the story, and it makes sense, and at no point do you feel like they're cheating. So they do a really good job of that as well. The villains in this season are interesting too. As a whole, the story of Umbrella Academy is really enjoyable. Again, one of my favorite superhero groups that we've seen on streaming so far. I like them better than Doom Patrol. I actually, if I had to rank them, I would say Umbrella Academy, Doom Patrol, and then possibly The Boys are the most interesting characters that we've had on a streaming platform. So I really enjoyed season 2. It did have some problems, but I think that if you haven't checked it out, you will enjoy Umbrella Academy season 2. So make sure that you guys check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It definitely is worth watching. And if you were on the fence about it, don't be. Let me help you. Get off the fence and go check it out. Now, let me say this, and this is just a total switch of what we're talking about here, because this is about a versus video, but I got to get this out because it's killing me, man. I already know that I did tell you guys that I was going to do a versus video with Dr. Fate versus Doctor Strange, and I actually started to do it, but I'm gonna tell you, listen, it's a hard video to do. It is a hard video to do, but I've seen so many videos now with those two matched up against each other, and I would say that probably 70, maybe 80, maybe 90% of the people have Dr. Fate coming out on top. I'm just going to tell you right now, I think that Doctor Strange beats Dr. Fate. I'm going to do a video building that whole case. There are some things that happen here why people give Dr. Fate the edge, and I'm just like, wait a minute, time out, personal foul. How is it that you guys are giving Dr. Fate all of this when Strange has all of these other abilities? We are going to get into that on our next Versus video. Thank you guys so much. If this is your first time joining me on Dark Side Reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you follow me to the next video because I'm going there right now. Peace.